Hi everyone, it's Kieran here at Magical Traveller, and come with me as we take a look around the beautiful Cunard Queen Victoria. But before we do that, if you are ever interested in booking a Cunard cruise, then definitely do think of us. We are cruise specialists, and you can find us online at magical-traveller.com, or all our social media is available under Magical TRVLR. So let's take a look. Let's start our tour here in the grand lobby on board Queen Victoria, which is going to be the heart of the ship and is also going to be where you're going to be welcomed on board. The 3-deck grand lobby is framed by the beautiful artwork by Scottish sculptor David McKenna. Many of the onboard venues are located just off of the grand lobby on the various decks. However, here on deck 1 is where you can find the purser's office. So if you do have any issues with your onboard account, this is going to be the place to head to. Then directly across from the purser's office is where you're going to find the tour office. So if you are interested in booking an onboard excursion with Cunard, then this is the desk you're going to want to head towards. Staying within the grand lobby but heading up one deck, we're going to find ourselves in one of our favourite venues whilst we were on board, the chart room. Now this is a beautiful lounge where you can get signature cocktails that are all themed after various constellations, as well as a few specialties to the Cunard brand. It's a really gorgeous venue, perfect for your pre or post dinner drinks, or just for relaxing and winding during the daytime. Cunard also have their own gin as well, themed after the 3 different queen ships for the Cunard brand. This is going to be the place to go if you want to sample that gin and also buy your own souvenir bottles. Directly across on the grand lobby, you will find the veranda, the onboard steakhouse. Now we had a fantastic meal in here and it really is a elevated dining experience. This is an extra charge, but it is 100% worth the cost because this is probably one of the best steaks we've ever had at sea. Moving slightly along, you will then find the Britannia Club. Now this is a restaurant that is dedicated for those who are staying in the Britannia Club experience. So you do get to have your breakfast, dinner and lunch here in your own private dining room if you do decide to book Britannia Club level. Staying on deck 2, but walking towards the front of the ship, we then find ourselves at the voyage sales office. Now this is a really important place to go to if you've enjoyed your Cunard cruise and you want to book another one. Definitely make sure you put down a deposit or book your next cruise on board because they often have special offers that are only available when you are on board the ship. Next we find ourselves in the Queen's Room, which is a really iconic venue on board all the Cunard Queen ships. Now the Queen's Room is going to be a ballroom where you can find dance classes, but it's also going to be where there's going to be plenty of evening entertainment. It's also going to be where the iconic afternoon tea is served on board Cunard as well, so a really beautiful venue for getting that really iconic experience when you are sailing with Cunard. One thing that I really enjoyed about the Queen's Room was all the portraits, pictures and paintings that you can find nearby of Queen Victoria. Obviously that's the namesake of the ship, but it's also really nice to see the ties of the Cunard brand and the royal family as well replicated within the artwork. Just a really lovely thing to explore while you are exploring the ship. Next we find ourselves in the Royal Arcade, which does lead up to deck 3 but also into the main theatre on board. But before we get there, you will find the casino on board. It's not a particularly large casino, but there are plenty of slot machines and table games if you are somebody who does like to have a bit of a gamble whilst you are on board. The Royal Arcade is also where you're going to find the Golden Lion, which is a really wonderful venue on board the ship and offers a more casual, relaxed environment than you will find in some of the other lounges on board the ship. The Golden Lion is going to be your British pub on board Queen Victoria, and it's a really wonderful venue that really does offer something really relaxing and alternative to some of the more formal lounges you're going to find on board Queen Victoria. You can get pub food here as well, so if you're somebody who wants to have a relaxed lunch or even a meal, then you can do that here in the Golden Lion as well. There's also this smaller bar that is joined at the very top end of the bar that does offer a more casual place just to grab a pint and chat to your fellow sailors as well. You can find sports events played on the screens inside the pub, as well as live music as well, like this Irish band we had on our sailing. Then, right to the very front of the ship, you will find the multi-storey Royal Theatre, which is where you're going to want to head to watch the production shows and guest shows on board Queen Victoria. What an absolutely beautiful venue and an amazing place to watch one of the shows on board. Using the upper doors of the Royal Theatre, we find ourselves on the upper tier of the Royal Arcade, and this is going to be the place to head to if you are a fan of shopping. There are a number of stores on board offering duty-free goods such as perfume and your designer wear, as well if you are somebody who's looking for your Cunard branded goods, this is going to be the place to head to as well. If we keep heading forward from the shops, you will then find that we join back onto the Queen's Room, so you can sit here if you wanted to and enjoy some of the entertainment in the Queen's Room from the upper tier balcony as well. Following on further to that, you will find the onboard art gallery. So art lovers, you can purchase your artwork on board and get it shipped home. I personally was a bit partial to this Frenchie that reminded us of our French bulldog Milo. If we keep heading towards the aft of the ship, we then find ourselves back at the grand lobby on the upper deck. There's ample spaces here if you wanted to get a quiet moment to sit down and relax, especially if you're a fan of people watching, and just take in the overall ambience of Queen Victoria. This is also where you'll find another lounge, a bit more casual than the chart room, but it's going to be the midship lounge where you're going to be able to get your cocktails as well in the evening. Then if we look across the grand lobby onto the opposite side of the ship, this is where we're going to find the onboard library. Now the library is a 2-story venue on board where you can go if you wanted to get a quiet moment to read a book, but you can also borrow any of the books on board as well whilst you are enjoying your voyage with Cunard. There's plenty of choice, and honestly this is probably one of the biggest libraries I've ever seen at sea. Directly next door is where you're going to find the card room, which is going to be the perfect place to get some friends together and play either a board game or a card game and just really spend a really lovely day relaxing at sea, enjoying company with your friends. If we head back to the same side as the midship lounge, we find ourselves at the photo lab. This is usually where you will find all your onboard photos that are taken, so you could peruse them and purchase them if you wanted to. It was closed during our sailing as it was just after COVID. If we keep walking towards the back of the ship, we will then arrive at the Britannia restaurant. This is going to be the main dining room on board Queen Victoria. Absolutely the highlight of the Britannia restaurant is going to be the 10-foot high sculpture that stands right in the heart of the restaurant. Now this bronze and glass globe was done by UK artist David Norris, and it really is an absolute beautiful piece of artwork at the heart of what is already a gorgeous dining room. The Britannia restaurant is going to be the place to head to for your table service breakfast as well as lunch service, and it's also going to be where your evening meals will be served as part of your main dining room experience. Let's now jump up to deck 9 and the aft of the ship, where we find ourselves at the Lido sun deck. The Lido sun deck is located just at the aft of the ship, so that does mean you are going to have those gorgeous panoramic views of the aft and the ship's wake. The pool is heated, so if you do want to enjoy it on a colder sailing like we had, then you can totally do that as well. And then if you are a fan of a hot tub or a wool pool, there are 2 located here in the Lido sun deck. There is a bar located here on the Lido sun deck, as well as then the Lido grill, which does serve light bites as well throughout the day. Then moving forward, we head to the Lido buffet. This is going to be the main buffet on board Queen Victoria, and it's going to be the place to head to get your casual breakfast, dinner and evening meal if you do want to. There's plenty of choice with multiple stations dotted throughout the buffet serving various cuisines from around the world. There is a soft serve ice cream station where you can help yourself to ice cream anytime you would like, as well as beverage stations where you can get filtered tea and coffee as well as juices and water. The famous Cunard afternoon tea is also available in the buffet if you prefer to have a more casual afternoon tea service. Then if we keep moving forward, we find ourselves at the conservatory, which is a really wonderful venue on board Queen Victoria. Now this space does offer the opportunity to sit in a conservatory-like space where the roof can be opened in warmer weather, but also connects right out onto the Lido deck and offers a fantastic place to grab a cocktail, watch the TV nearby where they usually play in sport events, but also as well live music is performed frequently throughout the schedule of your sailing. Next to that is where we find the pavilion pool. This is going to be the main Lido or pool deck on board Queen Victoria, and it really is the quintessential pool experience you'll find on board a cruise ship. The pool is heated just as the pool is on the Lido sun deck, and there are plenty of places to sit nearby if you want to relax and just enjoy a book or take in the atmosphere, but then also enjoy the sun as well on the upper Lido area where you can then enjoy a sun lounger. You can also find as well hot tubs or whirlpools nearby, as well as a fully stocked bar service that's running in better weather. If we keep making our way towards the front of the ship, we will eventually reach the spa. However, before that, you can find a handful of ping pong tables for you to enjoy. Now, the spa on board Queen Victoria really is a highlight. I was really surprised by how modern and contemporary the spa felt on board. The spa is a full service spa, so not only will you find your standard treatments such as couples massages and hair therapies and treatments, you're also going to find as well a nail salon where you can get a manicure, pedicure. There's also a full hair salon on board as well, so if you do want to get your hair done before gala night, then you totally have that option on board Queen Victoria. I did appreciate the fact that the treatment rooms as well have fantastic ocean views as well, so imagine getting a massage and having that amazing ocean view while you are doing it. They do also have then a contemplation room which you can as well book if you wanted to just relax and unwind in a quieter space on board the ship. Now, there is also as well a full service fitness gym on board with plenty of fitness equipment as well if you are somebody who wants to get a workout put in while you are sailing on board Cunard. You can also pay for access to the thermal spa if you wanted to for either the day or for the duration of your cruise. Now, they have a wide range of options including the warming beds and as well hydrotherapy treatments that you can get in the thermal area. The thermal suite really does have prime real estate to be able to enjoy those amazing ocean views as you are moving between the various treatment rooms. And Queen Victoria does also include a fantastic hydro pool that you can make use of as part of your treatment pass. We're now going to make our way outside and enjoy some of the outdoor spaces on board Queen Victoria on the upper decks. There is a promenade deck featured lower down which I don't have any video footage of, but as you can see here as well, there is ample outdoor space on the upper decks. If you are somebody who loves nothing more than heading to the top deck of the ship to take in the amazing sunsets while you are at sea, there are plenty of spaces available to you while you are sailing on board the wonderful Queen Victoria. There are a wide range of deck games as well on board Queen Victoria, including shuffleboard and a full tennis court as well for you to enjoy. Heading back inside the ship onto deck 10, we will find a number of different venues, the first of which is going to be a kids club, so if you do want to take the kids with you, there is a perfect space for them to enjoy themselves. Just before we come to the next venue, I want to point out all the amazing plaques you can see lining the corridor leads into the Commodore Club. These plaques do mark all the different destinations that the Queen Victoria has sailed to, and it is a real good testament to how well travelled this ship is. Then, as I mentioned, this does lead into the Commodore Club, which is going to be the Crow's Nest Lounge on board Queen Victoria. Now, this lounge is a fantastic place to sit back, enjoy your sailing as you are on board, but then also in the evenings as well, it becomes a cocktail lounge with a live piano playing music for you. It really is a lovely atmosphere on board. The cocktails are themed after the Commodores who have served the Cunard fleet as well, so there's a really lovely nautical tie to the history of the Cunard fleet as well. We then arrive at the Yacht Club, which is going to be the nightclub on board Queen Victoria. Now, this is a really gorgeous space right at the very top of the ship, and I'll be really honest, it was a really incredible nightclub. It has an absolutely gorgeous chandelier right at the heart of it, and you can some evenings find live music and performances as well, and then late into the night you can have a live DJ play music for you. We spent many of our evenings here enjoying some great cocktails and some great company. The last stop of our tour then takes us to the Cunard Grills. Now, this is for those people who will be staying in the suite class on board Cunard, and there are two different venues depending on which one you are staying in. You have Princess Grill and Queen's Grill, which offers you your own restaurant to dine into for breakfast, dinner and lunch as well, and this is a full service restaurant offering the highest standard of food quality. If you were to book one of the Grill suites, it does also include access to the Grill's Lounge, which is a fantastic place to enjoy a quiet day or to enjoy a cocktail in the evening. But the absolute highlight is the fact that it also includes access to the Grill sun deck as well. So this is going to be a private terrace that you can enjoy at any time throughout your sailing, as well as then this gorgeous sun deck as well, offering you the perfect place to sit back and enjoy amazing ocean views as you are sailing on board Cunard. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Queen Victoria. It is a fantastic ship and we had an absolutely wonderful time sailing on board her. If you are interested in booking a Cunard cruise and you are based in the UK, I would definitely love to help you find the perfect sailing. You can find us online at magical-traveller.com, and as mentioned, all our social media is magical, TRVLR. Other than that guys, thanks for watching, all the best.